Hello. In jungles, there are many different types of creatures. Specifically, well, really, not specifically because there are jungles on Earth and on this strange alien planet. Now, today we will be observing a creature called the spittle. It patrols its nest to make sure that there are no intruders, and it eats meat and lives in treetops and webbed housing. The creature is now heading to try and find a different way in its tree house to find food. Maybe. It sits in its house in a dormant state. Spittles normally eat other spittles or creatures smaller than spittles. Now, for an example, a spittle is halfway the size of a human adult. So that is one factor that makes them scary. Most of their houses usually have a hole, referred to as the see-through hole, which allows them to observe wildlife outside of its house. This spittle is now possibly exiting its house to try and find a food source. It's patrolling the area to find said food source, or a sufficient food source of any kind, really. Now it is venturing off its home trees to look for food. Now this is dangerous, as it could fall onto the ground below, which would make it easy prey for the rare but dangerous hecari, which are very tall bird creatures. We will discuss them in next week's episode. What is this? Why, it is the spittle has fallen. The spittle must find a way back to its house before it can be attacked by a hecari or a flying creature. Spittles are excellent jumpers, and as it turns out, this spittle's see-through hole is also an entrance and exit to its house. It sits in its house to wait out a spore storm. If you don't know what a spore storm is, pretty much on this planet, leaves plant life on the top of the planet release spore particles down onto lower sections of the planet. Now you might think that this would be just an irritation, but it can sometimes be dangerous. As scientist Banana Tank states, it's like a dust storm, but if the dust were to act more like a virus than dust. Normally the creatures that have to watch out for spore storms are tenids and tonids, but other creatures might have to watch out due to if there is enough buildup of spores on them, it could lead to a catastrophic brain damage, organ failure, and other life-threatening conditions. The spittle is being venturous and leaving during the middle of the spore storm. The spore storm. And now the spore storm clears up into clear weather. Unless I'm incorrect. It's still a spore storm. Now it's clear skies. There's now clear skies, and the spore storm is over, which means more wildlife will be outside and trying to look for food. Now, there is a vreek, which is a small creature that lives on this planet. However, the spittle just can't jump high enough to get that spittle. I guess it'll have to go back to its home. It finds a house, only to realize that its web bridge has been damaged, most likely due to the spore storm, or maybe a creature just happened to fly straight through its webbing. What's this? Nothing, actually. But it observes the damage, realizing that it will probably have to build up its bridge again, which it just doesn't have the energy to do. It heads back in to realize that another spittle has entered its house and is on foreign territory. The spittle attacks the other spittle and wins. This is sufficient food, though it comes at a cost, as the spittle is now injured and needs food. It finishes up its food to heal,